Hello, welcome to the queue. It is Operation Turning Point. It's Warsaw Pact, and we are up to turn 4 now. Is that correct? Yeah, turn number 4. So let's look at our tech because that'll be the first thing up. Move my marker here on the turn. So we're going to continue to go for AMD and computers, and it'd be nice to get AMD. That would be done. We can move on. It'd be nice to get computers so we can upgrade an army base and get some more tech. Let's get this out of the way. So we need a green and a blue, and they are both 8, and 12 is green. So doggone it, we cannot get computers. However, we are finished. So that is something we can hang our hat on. So I'm going to remove that green dice. What was the other one? Oh, long range. We want to go there. That's a 7. So next turn we'll go for that. And eventually we're going to get computers, right? Maybe. So our purchase now, we've got our discount still. 2 mechs, 3 MBTs. We're going to lend. I didn't quite get it out of my mouth. Military aid, mechanized infantry for 2 to Libya, and we're going to save 2 for the next turn. And now we're going to be naughty for a second turn in a row. Yugoslavia, they wanted to join us, but then they decided not to, so we're going to force them to join us. And we also promised when we annexed Austria that we would leave. So we've got this task force marker here. 3 field artillery will move in non-com. The rest will come into northern Yugoslavia. So that is these remaining forces. And I was very arrogant last game. I didn't use any of my aircraft, thinking I didn't need to, and it almost cost me an embarrassment of a second round of combat. So this time we're going to use all of our Air Force that's coming in here. So there is only one aircraft, and it's in southern. So we're going to send 1 ASF into northern. We're going to send the 2 attack bombers into northern. And we will send 3 of the early gen fighters. So we're preventing this one from scrambling, I guess. Because it doesn't really matter where it's going to go. It's going to have the equal amount of aircraft, because going into southern will be an ASF and 4 early gens. So the target that it would have would be the same in either. I would lose an early gen. So might as well stay here and defend the capital. This was worth $2. So going in there, you know what? Maybe while I pick those up, because that one probably would be more beneficial on the battle board. Looking for something to carry this stuff over with. All right. So from Bulgaria will be 2 field artillery, 2 early gen tanks, 3 mech. We don't need our SAMs, or do we? That's interesting. We've got so much aircraft, I don't think it's necessary. We do have a regular fighter that'll go as well, so I'll put that on there. So now we've got that. Oh, it's not quite in the camera there, is it? And there's a shadow. All right, so from Romania, we got 2 more early gens, 4 MBTs. And I don't know if I got room for all this stuff. All right, so 2 medium bombers. And I'm going to grab that and put that over by the battle board. And the last but not least will be the 2 air cav and 2 attack helicopters, all going into southern Yugoslavia. So I'll set this up. Maybe I should have, well, I guess I could have set that up beforehand, but all right. So All right, so our medium bombers. Oh, they attack at 5. I thought they were had multiple dice, you know, like 3 at 2 or something. Oh, there they are. It is 3 at 2. I'm not sure. Oh, that's nuclear if they were nuclear, but they're not. So they're attacking at 3 at 2. 2 attack helicopters at 6. Air cav, 2 will be boosted to 5. 2 of these mechs will be boosted from 3 to 4. Right? Yeah. By the other attack helicopter. And we've got 1 mech at a 3. And here's our next gen, or our early gen. And here's our MBTs. And then we get to do the mountain game. There's our first strikes over here at 2. And we've got the early gen fighters. They're at a 3. Regular fighter at a 6. ASF is air superiority. So we'll put our other regular fighter on air superiority as well. All right. The early gens, I don't think we can. Oh, we can. But I guess we might as well. It's not going to hurt anything because any extra hits get applied to the general public. So the defense here is the fighter will be on air superiority because I'm sure they want to shoot down a plane. And then there's 3 MBTs and they defend at 4. All right, so now we're in mountains. So these go down to 1. This will go down to 2. This will go down to 3 as long with the MBTs. The air cav does the air cav drop for mountain? I'm just going to say they do. I don't know if they do, but that's how we're going to roll it. So let me make sure that I've got everything I want there. All right, so that is there. I'm just going to roll this one as is. These are 2 mechanized infantry, so that should be a quick, easy battle. Hopefully our artillery here can deal harshly with them. I think we'll use chem there because we've got a greater shot than those 2 field artilleries. So we'll use chem here. All right, so that will be attack 1, attack 2. And if we're successful, the Navy, which is a destroyer, or maybe it's a frigate and a diesel electric sub, they will disappear like the Swedish Navy up north. Then we'll have a few non-combats. So let's roll. Let's roll the one that's on the battle board here first. All right. All right, so up first, we've got our 2 field artillery at 2 for first strikes. An 88. Ooh, nice. I like that number. So they fail. No first strikes. The defenders do not have first strikes. Let's do air superiority. We'll have an ASF. I put all my dice in the cup. I don't like that. All right. ASF, we've got our 3 early gens, and let's get a different color, and the white will be our regular fighter. And air superiority. All right, so we did get a 3, and that's it. How about that? Everyone else failed, but we did get our air superiority hit, so their fighter is gone. So I won't mark that. Whoops. Before I dump more dice back in the archive there, we've got 4 for 1 4 at 1 for those early gen tanks in the mountains. We've got a 3 for the mechanized infantry. Knocked down to a 2. Now I'm going to have 6 at 2. See if I got 6 black dice, and I don't. Huh. What do I have 6 of here? The blue. All right, so these are all low numbers. 1s and then 3s. All right, let's see what happens here. I really only need 3 more hits. There's a hit. Nope, those were 1s, weren't they? Green were 1s. But a 3 is a hit. All right, so that gives us 1 general hit, wherever that goes, right there. All right, so that's our low attacks. Oh, they're actually pretty all low. 2 mechs, 4 MBTs. It does matter because of target select, so the green will be the MBTs. The blue will be the 2 mechs at 3, and 2 whites will be the air cav at 4. And I don't know if the air cav gets boosted or knocked down by the mountains, but we'll see. It didn't matter, 10 and an 8. All right, so we do get 2 at 3. That's pretty much it. So that boosts us up to 3 hits, which should be enough. Let's roll out our last 2, which will be the attack helicopters at 6. And that gives us a total of 4 hits. Wow, that was very, very tight there. Maybe I should have sent an attack bomber down. So we got 5 total hits. There's 4 units. Here's the defense. That will be the air superiority fighter. And then we've got 3 MBTs at 4. All right, so they do get a hit and 1 regular hit. So we will lose, I got to chip it out. So we're going to lose one of these early gen fighters and one of these early gen tanks. All right, so Yugoslavia falls to that force. Before I move on, let me chip out that early gen fighter so I don't forget. So they go from 4 to 3 that survive there. All right. All right, well, losses are losses. All right, so the next round, our next attack is here in Northern. We need 2 hits. So for Chem, we've got 4 artillery, so that'll be 8 dice. So let's do 8 green. All right. There's 6, 7, 8. Now we've got the rocket artillery, which will be 6 blue, and that is not Chem. But it is first strikes. So let's see what our artillery force has in store. All right, so 1. Once again, the rockets have missed completely. And we only got the 2 here, so 1 for chemical disruption, 1 for a hit. So that means the defense for Northern Yugoslavia is 1 mech. I'm going to roll the 2 attack bombers to hopefully get this over with. And they are at 7, so that should be it. Just for grins, what else do we have that's high value there? Pretty much nothing. Oh, we got an air attack, a helicopter. Doggone it, it misses. I'm just trying to get that extra hit. I think we've got 9 MBTs. Will be at 3. So there's 8. Sorry about reaching in front of the camera. There's 9. Give me a 3, a 1. There we go. 3, 1. All right, so that's more than enough hits. Defense, 1 at 5. Aha. Nice. So we take Northern Yugoslavia without a loss. The Yugoslavia Navy surrenders. Unfortunately, they don't get to be Warsaw Pact. They're just gone. All right, so let me get some markers. I think, yeah, that's worth nothing. But I do get to place my marker. All right, 1 in the Northern and 1 in Southern. So Southern's worth 2. That's the good news. So we're going to go up 2 to 21. NATO's also going to go up 2 for an escalation. So, but But they were going to get that 2 anyway next turn, so now they get an extra 2. All right, that'll be it for that. Let's land some aircraft. So these 3 early gens will go up here to Western Poland, along with the 2 attack bombers, along with 1 ASF. And from the south, let me grab those planes. There's no need for you to travel. We're going to take all our aircraft, or maybe not all of them, the 2 medium bombers. You know, I don't know what the range is on them, so I'm going to look real quick. The other ASF will also go north to Western Poland. All right. So that leaves 3 more early gens fighters, and then 1 regular fighter. The regular fighter will come down to Romania along with the early gens, just for grins. Let me look up what that medium bomber range is before I place them there. That's a unit I'm not familiar with at all because none of the other factions have it. Oh, they move 8. So they're like the attack bombers, so they're good in Romania. All right. I'm not going to move all this onto the map just now. Just know that all that's left here on the battle board, and that is mechanized infantry, all that will be in southern Yugoslavia. Unless, yeah, that's fine. Southern Yugoslavia. Any other moves I want to make? I think not. I think we're good everywhere else. I don't believe I can move any of this stuff yet. So that's pretty much it for Warsaw Pact. So let's place our goods here. Oh, you know what? I do have some movement up here. I told Austria we would vacate after annexing them, so I'm going to vacate. So these 3 field artillery will move up here into West Czechoslovakia. All right. There. Everyone's happy. All right, so we have 5 of our own units. We can place 4 up here in Germany. So we'll place 3 MBTs. We'll place 1 mechanized infantry. The other mechanized infantry will go here in West Czechoslovakia. We'll chip that out later. What else do we have to place? Oh, we've got our mechanized, which will come out of Romania and follow into West Libya. And we've got our terrorist cell. Interesting that NATO was able to attack this terrorist cell here in eastern Algeria by flying over countries that do not have any sort of association with NATO. In my mind, I thought that was not allowed, but they're not there anymore. Do I place them there again? No, I don't think so. We'll place this one up in Albania. So that brings us back up to 5. No, yes, because we got this one in Ethiopia. So that means our recruitment roll will be at a 5. So let's take this lowly dice here. No recruitment this turn. All right. So we saved 2, but our income is now, let's change our income, shall we? Our income is 21, right? Yeah, 21, and we saved 2. So we got 23 for next turn, and I believe that's it. Do a recap and send that video separate. Thanks for watching. Turn 4.1 Warsaw Pact. NATO is up next.